like piles something up.
You know, I really think that the paintings just sort of demanded my involvement. For many years, my involvement was no more than simply signing off on a lot of documents, which really was not that compelling. But over the years, I found, as some museums had asked for my assistance with the exhibition, that I really had a lot to contribute and greatly enjoyed being hands-on with the work and watching as the exhibition was hung and seeing how the paintings, just a subtle shift in height or in light or in juxtaposition made a tremendous difference. Well, this exhibition, it traces the last decade of my father's career, and there are many riches here. But in this room, there are two magnificent large murals that are both burgundy on burgundy. And I love how he is, really this was the technique behind his painting, the way he plays with reflectance and underlayers of color to bring out the rectangle against the background.
I mean, just as in a nutshell, Rothko was commissioned in 1958 to make paintings for a private dining room in the Four Seasons restaurant in the Seagram building. He took on this commission with great enthusiasm. He moved to a new studio. He made about 30 paintings, even though the dining room had only offered space for 7. And then a year later, he withdrew from the commission. And I think it's quite difficult to say why exactly that was. Part of it was probably that he didn't like the restaurant as a setting, that he was maybe preoccupied that people wouldn't look at the paintings in the right way, but also that he had produced so many more than actually would fit the space. I think ultimately, over the course of a year, there had been a mismatch of what the restaurant had bargained for and what he ultimately delivered, which was far more ambitious.
The most important works in the show, you know, without doubt, is this centerpiece, is the Seagram murals, where the Tate have not only got their own Seagram murals, which were sort of most of them, but not all of them, but they borrowed a load of the other ones that were originally going to be part of the Seagram dining room mural experience. They've arranged them all together in this room in a kind of great kind of moody, dingy, low light scenario, and they've hung the pictures quite high, as they would have been, you know, in the Seagram building dining room. The great art historical narrative is that you can see his inner torment in these works of art. And you know, you can track his progress towards suicide, but it's not really quite that black and white, as you know, the Tate curators make clear in their exhibition catalogue. There were lots of other good reasons why Rothko wanted to use a dark palette in the last 15 years of his life, and these were, you know, among other things, it was a reaction against how people greeted his paintings in the late 40s and early 50s, which is like, this is great, this is really decorative, it's so beautiful. He didn't like that. He thought he was dealing with the great, important, tragic and spiritual experiences. That's what his art was about, and he wanted to make people take it more seriously. You know, the Jewish theme is big with Rothko. His pictures are kind of, you know, they have a sort of temple-like quality. They're moody and they're broody and they're abstract. And I guess you could relate the abstraction of them, this absence of images and these very simple forms, and also the kind of disclosing of light, veils of light, light hidden behind things. You could relate that to, you know, the appearances of some old synagogues in Latvia and other parts of Eastern Europe.